Okay, so right here we have my old starter. This is my old FD starter on the RX8 nose that I did the swap already on a few years ago, so I just put them together for storage. So what you want to do is this same process I'm doing with this motor, you're going to do with your new RX8 motor and then with your old FD motor. So you're going to want to disassemble both, and this is how you do it. So you're going to need an 8mm socket and a Phillips screwdriver. So I'll go ahead and start with the millimeters. So 2 hex bolts, so you're going to see 2 Phillips screws and then 2 hex bolts on here. You just want to do the hex bolts, so go ahead and loosen them up. Pretty easy to get out, and they're really long, so they're some through bolts. So see, and you can just kind of set it off to the side. We'll take this one out. Set off to the side. And then you have 2 Phillips screws over here. So what you want to do is just get your screwdriver and then take both of these out. Now when you do this, it's going to be a little bit of spring tension, so you're going to want to just keep an eye, make sure you keep your hand on it so it doesn't fall out and fall all over the place. So just kind of hold it, and then you'll see it kind of wants to push itself out. So I like to flip it this way and then just kind of push on it, and then it should come right off. Now if you have if it's brand new, it might be on there a little bit, so you might have to give it a little tap. So go ahead and have it like that. So now this process, you did the same for your FD motor and now your RX8 motor. So pretend this is the FD nose and you're putting it on the RX8, your new RX8 motor. So you're gonna keep all of these internals from the RX8 new motor and just put the old FD nose on it, okay? So pretend, let's say it fell over and all these pieces fell everywhere, okay? So I'll go ahead and show that. So there's a little spring in here, it might fall out, just throw it in there, and then this just slides in and sits like that. So this piece, it comes out sometimes. So there's gonna be 3 gears at the bottom. They just come out if you're not careful. So you see how this just slides out. So put it back in nicely. There's a little ball right here. So you just want it to sit right at the tip of this shaft right there. And then just slide it on. These gears, there's grease in there, so they shouldn't fall out too easily. But just go ahead and put it on. You might have to maneuver it a little bit, and then line up these grooves right here, because this is where the through bolt kind of goes in. So just line it up, line up these ears if it falls off, and then now we can go ahead and put the new or the old FD nose on the new RX8 starter. So get this little fork right here, orient it like this, and then just slide it in there. And then this piece is a little tricky, but you're gonna have a little metal plate and then a rubber sort of support piece. It's gonna sit on this, and then it's gonna pivot right there. This is what it pivots on. But it's a little easier to put it in when you have the nose on. So get the nose. This shaft sits in this little groove, hole all the way at the end. So just best way I found is you see like these 2 through bolt, wherever the through bolts thread into, just kind of line those up with the grooves right here. So go ahead and do that. Okay. Easy. So now this fork is going to sit in here, and you can see there's a little divot that's shaped for the little metal plate. So this is probably the trickiest part. So you're gonna wanna like support it, but lift your motor up just a little bit and have like to try to do it this way because gravity likes to fight you on this part. So put the little metal plate on, and then you're gonna slide this rubber piece that fits in the grooves of the nose. So just go ahead and get it in there. Just be gentle. You don't have to, you know, rush or anything, because then pieces fall apart and then you have to start all over. So go ahead and push it in, make sure it fits in the groove nicely right there. And then once you got that, you can go ahead and realign this and seat it completely. So right there, it's all the way seated. And then you get this piece right here, put the spring back in, and then put this on. This, you see how it has like a little T shape, a little lip on it? It's gonna sit inside of that fork like that. So what you do is just put the spring in, and then whenever you are lining it up, just make sure you hook it in there and then push it in and line up your holes. And then that's it. And you could just kind of pre-thread the Phillips screws. And if you did everything correctly, your through bolts should just go right in. Sometimes they need a little bit of persuasion, but it's okay. Okay, and if you feel them threading, you're good to go. So just tighten everything down. Okay. These thread really easy, so I'm just going to do this by hand until they bottom out. Torque it. Obviously I'm just hand tightening it, but I don't know what the torque specs on there, but just look them up. Don't go too tight because you don't want to strip the threads for the aluminum nose or aluminium. And then if you got your contacts dirty, just clean them up, and then that's it. So after that, you should have your RX8 body on your FD nose, and then you could just install it into your car just like that. And I've been running this for 2 years now. Starts the car up really fast, no failures. And like I said, I only use the 40-pound eBay RX8 starter. So, and it's been going well for me. So I don't see a purpose in getting the more expensive one. If you just, you know, if it lets you sleep better at night, go ahead. But if you're just trying to do this on a budget, it works perfectly fine.